What's up guys? Today I'm going to show you how I colour corrected and colour graded that GoPro sequence of Vietnam using just the built-in colour correction tools in Final Cut Pro. GoPro footage is notorious for never looking as good as it does when GoPro actually show you something, and it's painstaking when you just want to get a really cool quick 20-second sequence like this up on your Instagram, up on your YouTube, up on Facebook, but you want to just add your own little touch to it, your own style, and just make that footage look a lot more professional than it is. It's really simple adjustments that I've made, but it does make a big difference to how the footage looks, and it just adds that extra ooh to your GoPro sequence of your holiday or whatever. I'll break down each adjustment that I've made to get the look that I have. So first things first is getting the settings right in the camera, in the GoPro. And if you've got a Hero 5, 6, 5, well I've got a 5, so it must be 5 and above, you've got the option to use ProTune, which is GoPro's flat colour profile, which allows you to set the colour profile to flat, but also allows you to turn off the sharpness and adjust manual settings as well, which is ideal for getting the actual cinematic looking footage, as well as giving you the flexibility to do what we're about to do. So if we take this first shot for example, then the first thing I'm going to do is hit Command and 7. Now this is the raw clip straight from the GoPro with those settings that I've just said about, and as you can see it just looks a bit flat and a little bit boring, to be honest. So the first thing I've done is hit Command and 7, and that's brought up my Luma waveform, which is essentially my exposure. So the first effect that I added was a color board. And in the exposure I've basically brought the shadows down so they hit 0 and the highlights up so they hit 100. As soon as you go above 100 or below 0, it's pointless, you've lost all the detail in those shadows or those highlights, so it's best to keep stretched out as best you can between 0 and 100. And then the mid-tones is just roughly in the middle, but also where suits the image that you want. I've also added saturation because again with the flat look you do lose that sort of brightness and vibrancy to the colour that you expect to get from your GoPro. So I've added a bit of master saturation and some saturation throughout the shadows, midtones and highlights, which is what these dots are here. So you've got shadows, midtones and highlights. And then that, if I turn that on and off, you can see that's just added some contrast, but it's also made those colours pop. Even that by itself is 10 times better than it was straight out of camera, but it's given us a flexibility to choose that look. So the next effect that I've added, I'm going this way, won't I, is colour wheels. And as you can see, as I turn them on and off, I've added basically some warmth to the image, just to reflect that we're in a very warm part of the world on a very hot day, like really hot. Brought my shadows slightly into the blue and up the saturation just to add a slight coolness to the shadows, but to counteract that I've moved the highlights into orange and bumped the saturation up, and then I've adjusted the temperature to be slightly warmer. Again, as you can see, just gives it that nice warm tone. And the final thing I've done is added a hue and saturation curves adjustment. So as I turn those on and off, the main thing you can see is those pesky green leaves change into a really nice golden orange. I don't know what it is, it's personal preference, but I really dislike green as, I wouldn't say a colour because that would be unfair on green, but especially in my style of sequences, I really don't like a bright saturated green. It just bugs me. So hue and saturation curves allows me, in the hue v hue, which is the same as in Lightroom, adjusting the shade of a colour. I can hit the eyedropper tool, I can select those pesky greens, and it automatically puts the points in on that shade of green, and I can adjust the hue to just about whatever I please. There we go, that perfect. So yeah, I like to make them a nice slightly golden orange. And the only other thing using the same principle of the eyedropper tool is just bringing some saturation in the blue, or the light blue, which was lost slightly obviously when we've made that temperature adjustment, which is a blanket warmth that you add to the image, which is i.e. orange. So I just wanted to bring back that colour into the sky. But yeah, once you've done that, it is as simple as highlighting that clip, hitting Command and C, highlighting the rest of the clips in the sequence, hitting Shift, Command and V, like so, and then making sure you've got all three adjustments selected and hit paste, and that will paste the adjustments to every single other clip. And then all you have to do then is, depending on how much your lighting and your scenes and stuff have changed, you may need to go back through and make minute adjustments to the exposure especially, so they all match up with each other and just look nice and yeah. But yeah, it is as easy as that. And if you did like this video, then please hit like down below, then that really is appreciated. And if you want to see more photography and filmmaking videos just like this one every single week, why not hit the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Poof.